Hi YouTube, it's me again, coming to you with a little talk video. The inspiration for this video came after I was researching or reading through some articles, and I stumbled upon this article, which I will link down below. And the article is from the Cincinnati .com website called Inside a Symphony Audition. So this article is basically following the journey of Stephen Goist, violist auditioning for a job in the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra. Now, of course, this is this article has been published in 2015. Of course, a lot of things can be changed or have changed, but the general ideas and principles are the same. So basically, the goal of Stephen or of any orchestra musician is to win an orchestra job. The reason why so many of us musicians want to win an orchestra job is because it guarantees a set employment, a set contract, which that means you get a set payment and certain protections against unemployment. So now, besides explaining to you the orchestra audition process, why I wanted to talk about the article was because something that I read in it struck me like a lot. And it said, and I quote, from a statistical chance, it's probably easier to get into the NBA, like the basketball league, NBA. And I was just like, excuse me, what? No offense, but I wouldn't mind going through such a tough process to get accepted to the NBA, because like compared to the amount of money musicians make, the NBA players make way much more money, even though the orchestra musician also has a set job and contract and we don't really make the same money. So why is the process the same? And now another interesting point in this article, the principal viola at that time, Christian Koldberg, he said it's a very tough process, a process that sends people to therapists and that truly changes your life. It's almost barbaric, but it's absolutely fair. So I don't know about you, but I don't think the words barbaric and fair go together, and no job interview, which in essence auditions are kind of job interviews, should ever send you to a therapy office. So, then reading more and more through the article, it's basically like all it ever boils to is these 5 minutes of playing time you get in front of the panel. And so usually you have to go through a process such as applying, sending your CV, and sometimes a cover letter. Then it's like, for example, in this case there were about 140 applicants, and that's for a section viola player, which means one of however many viola players are in the orchestra. So out of those 140 applicants, just based on their CV, so people say, then they have accepted only about half, or they have invited half to the audition, and then some people decided not to come to the audition, and so all in all there was about 48 people auditioning for, I think it said 2 spots in the article, 2 spots for a viola player. And I'm like, oh my god, and that's for a viola player, and there's way many more viola players than flute players like myself. Like, for example, if there's 10 violas, there's only 2 or 3 flute spots, so, I'm not a math genius, but do the math. You're invited to the audition, you have to go prepare, pay for all your stay and stuff like that. But it's funny that one thing in the article said that it all boils down, where is it? Yeah, it all boils down to about 15 seconds of when you start playing and the jury basically being able to tell how good you are. So basically 15 seconds, okay? And then I was thinking just before recording this, it doesn't take only 15 seconds for NBA players to get accepted into the NBA league. The NBA players, they're scouted, they're watched over all the competitions and the games they play. So how come is it that for such a barbaric process, to use the words in this article, how can you say that it's so fair when you actually don't even know the person who you're meeting versus an NBA player who has been maybe observed and watched and seen how they play and train, and you only get this musician present, and in 15 seconds you think they know how they play and everything, and then you decide who to call forward for further auditions and who not to call. And I don't think that's how it should be. But, anyways, I thought this was an interesting article to discuss. So, if any of you have comments or want to further nerd out over this orchestra audition process, please let me know what you think. Write the comments down below. If you want to read this article, I will link it also down below. And if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye!